For some, the idea of life is to reach a certain goal and be ambitious to reach a certain goal. For some, it is the idea of being happy. For some, it is caring and sharing. So I would say, as long as you assigned a meaning to life and as long as you are trying to remain mostly true to that meaning, that is life. That is what life is for you.
Beautiful.
For some, the idea of life is to reach a certain goal and be ambitious to reach a certain goal. For some, it is the idea of being happy. For some, it is caring and sharing. So I would say, as long as you assigned a meaning to life, and as long as you are trying to remain mostly true to that meaning, that is life. That is what life is for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And those who are listening, I think it's a very provocative conversation that we are getting into right now, because this idea about success that I think, Zanil, and I love your views also. And I was talking to a coach just 1 hour before our conversation. This outer kind of metric of success, that success lies only on the outside, or success is in the $1 million or the big car or the next role, the next level. I think this needs a reframing, and many people have been able to do that. So what you're saying, Sanil, is that you define your own meaning, and once you're able to do that, then that helps you perceive and carve out the life that you would be finding kind of joy out of. Is that correct?
That is correct, because I would say success is also not an end goal for anybody. At the end of the day, the end goal really is happiness. Right, that's what we all striving for. We're striving for happiness, whether happiness comes out of launching the starship, or whether happiness comes out of having a burger that you really love. That is the end goal, is happiness. And the happiness, I think, is a pathless land, right? There is not like a single path to happiness. And for some, happiness might come through successes in profession, through money, through certain aspects in education, etc. For some, it is more about creation. For some, is happiness is all about enjoying the current moments of life. So, so I think when we talk about success and the outer definition of success and why there's a lot of meaning given to it, I think it's somewhere along the way the narrative moved from happiness to more on the journey to that, and I think everything became about the journey, right? And success became like that flag post to signify whether you've arrived in that journey or not. Right. So I think that is where it is. So I think, yes, it is correct that there's an outer definition of success, but I think that is because we forget sometimes the real goal is happiness. I mean, if you look at happiness, then success just becomes one of the means to get to that. I mean, that's not the only means to get.
Got it. Fascinating, fascinating. And you bring this conversation around happiness, which is something that's very close to my heart. About 8 years ago, Sanil, I used to be a videographer and photographer. So to kind of nuance my skills of photography, I took up a project where I would be in Delhi, India at that time, and I would go out on the streets and meet someone every day and ask them what is happiness to them. And I collected data for about 400 days straight. And
Wow.
those stories are still on like Instagram and Facebook and things like that. And what I define happiness, which I'll share in a bit. But if you and I were to meet on that street one day and I'm about to take a picture of yours, how does Sanil describe happiness or the
Yeah.
state of
So
being happy?
correct. I would say happiness is feeling good. Whenever you get feeling, I would say whenever you get moments of feeling good, that is a kind of happiness, right? So happiness to me is not monolithic. Happiness can come out of many different components. Happiness can come out of achievements. Happiness can come out of gratitude. Happiness can come out of you just smelling the roses or taking a walk on the street. Happiness can come out of watching a fun movie and just laughing aloud. Happiness can also come out of getting a promotion at work, right? Happiness can come out of winning the Olympics. They're all different kinds of happiness, right? But all of them, at the end of the day, the common denominator is you feel good. Some of them you get thrill, some of them you just get relaxation. But I think as long as something is making you feel good, that's happiness. But one I think one has to remember it's not really monolithic. It's not one thing, but many different components that come together, and each of them can give you happiness too.
Love that. That's a very thoughtful definition. One thing that I shared, and this was, I remember day one, July 2nd, 2016, very thoughtfully etched in my memory.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in a mall at that time, and we were kind of, it was so July 2nd is my birthday, and we had a great dinner. Family was all over, and we were walking out towards our car, And being in India, highly dense population, there were a lot of people in that mall on that day. And I was just imagining, like, are these all seeking happiness through this feeling that they're getting by shopping, or this feeling that they're getting from
Mm.
whatever? Is it kind of instant gratification and very momentary, or is it a long term definition? And so what emerged for me in that moment, Sanil, was that it is your ability to, for me, it is my ability to feel good, as you said, feel joy, but feel
Yeah.
pain also, feel tragedies also, feel losing someone also, feel, so all this idea that the human experience allows us to feel. I think to me that was the definition of happiness in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is very true because if you try to pin down happiness, as a single point in time, even for individuals, we're going to be very difficult. And, even between today and yesterday, I think, what made me happy yesterday is probably not the same thing that made me happy today. You're very right.
Thank you for watching this clip. If this was of value, then you would love this full podcast episode with the guest that you just saw. I'm just putting this link somewhere left or right of me that you should just click on and watch the full episode. We talk about deep ideas, insights about life, leadership, you as an individual, and you as a professional in this beautiful yet so chaotic world of ours.